Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here, and oh boy, what did Play Hearthstone just drop on us. Patch notes are coming this Thursday. Is the patch coming on Thursday as well? Probably yes, because patch notes typically for the small patches, they come on the same day or maybe the previous day. Patch notes coming on Thursday, Tuesday, usual patch date, so patch coming only on Tuesday would be rather unheard of. So I'm assuming patch is also coming on Thursday. Look forward to updates on several standard and Battlegrounds minions, and these are teasers for the standard balance changes, and that is 7 nerfs and 18 buffs. Yeah, it's going to be a new meta maybe. Alright, makes me want to play Hearthstone. But what are all these cards? Those are tiny icons, I can't see. Let's take a look. So first of all, for Rogue, there's going to be nerfs for Wildboar Gnoll and Sinstone Graveyard. I actually can't keep up with what Wild Gnoll stats and mana cost are anymore. It has been nerfed and buffed and nerfed and buffed and nerfed, and now it's going to be nerfed. And I don't even know what the stats of that thing are anymore, but it's going to be worse than it's now. And then Sinstone Graveyard, we'll see what kind of nerfs they have in mind for that one. I mean, it was already nerfed once for the 3 mana, and yeah, we'll see. But Rogue taking some hits. Also, Quest Demon Hunter taking some hits. The quest itself is going to be nerfed. How do you nerf a quest line? Well, you can't obviously nerf the mana cost, because it costs 1, all quest lines always cost 1. So you have to reduce either the reward or you have to increase the requirement, one or the other. And for which states as well. It can happen for any of the stages. Lots of options there. And Sinful Brand is going to take a hit. Less OTK capabilities, less early lethality for Rogue, less OTK capabilities for Demon Hunter. And as for the last 3 nerfs, Glacial Advance, fewer OTK opportunities for Frost Death Knight, Shockspitter, fewer OTK opportunities for Hunter, and Astral Bloodsworn, fewer OTK opportunities for everybody. So we're now getting all these really high lethality cards are getting nerfed. That's an interesting development. These are all the most lethal things in the current meta. What's going to rise on top? Oh, this is getting spicy indeed. As for the buffs, there are some Death Knight buffs to Unholy Frenzy. Unholy Frenzy is kind of useless anyway, so I really don't know. I mean, it would have to be a mana cost buff, right? Is 1 mana better even good enough, or should that go just cost 1? Battlefield Necromancer, at the end of your turn raise a corpse, 1/2 Risen Footman with Taunt. Boneguard Commander, raise up to 6 corpses, 1/2 Risen Footman with Taunt. Kind of doesn't make sense, these two. And why Boneguard Commander? It's like, you don't even want to play that. There is a curious thing about, both are raising corpses as Risen Footmen. These are the only cards that produce Risen Footmen, so maybe they're changing something with that. We'll see. Add more buffs and more buffs. Vengeful Valoper, Demon Hunter card getting a buff. Rush costs 1 less for each Outcast card you played this game. So probably a mana cost buff, so decreased mana cost, so that you will actually be able to play these for free. But if you are able to play these for free, then what difference is between this and the null anyway left? Other than playing Outcast cards is kind of hard, so it was really hard to discount that one. And Wither, choose a minion, each friendly undead steals 1 attack and health from it. I mean, you can't steal 2 attack and health from stuff. Okay, so mana cost buff it has to be. Vast Wisdom, 3 mana, discover 2 spells that cost 3 or less, swap their costs. Almost certainly a mana cost buff, right? And then there's the other mage buff, and this one I hate. Energy Saber. Battlecry, transform all spells in your hand into ones that cost 2 more. No. Not the casino. It's probably going to be a mana cost buff here as well, right? And Time Warden, Battlecry, until the end of your next turn, dragons you summon gain Taunt and Divine Shield. Multiple alternatives where that can go. Haunting Nightmare. Death Rattle, haunt a card in your hand when you play it, summon a 3/3 soldier. We know that used to be a recurring effect in the internal testing. Maybe they will return the recurring effect? That would be kind of nice. And Priest is getting even more buffs. Buffed Bone Caller. Okay, Bonecaller was kind of fine. Maybe it's going to get more baseline stats, 3-4, something. I call this Basalev. Battlecry Resurrect all friendly undead that died after your last turn. Cheaper or getting better stats. Those are basically the alternatives. And Warlock buffs to Infantry Reanimator. Battlecry Resurrect friendly undead, give it reborn. Well, that card has been totally useless, but I just, even if it costs like 4 mana, I just have a hard time seeing like in what deck could it go into. Maybe if it actually cost 4 mana, maybe you could build something with like 2 with that. And also a buff to Dark and Drattir, 8 mana 6/6 undead, lifesteal at the end of your turn, deal 6 damage to the enemy hero. Well, has to be a mana cost buff, right? And Warrior, they might bring back Warrior. Asphodon the Grand Shield is getting a buff. Okay. Disruptive Spellbreaker is getting a buff. Disruption Warrior, this time for real? Except that's not even all. Warrior is getting a ton of buffs. Because Warrior is also getting a buff to Last Stand, draw a taunt minion and double its stats. That card is totally useless. But who knows when it's buffed. Remonia Living Blade, another totally useless card. Although one of the more beautiful designs that they have made. Weapon, then weapon minion. Just, it's pretty sweet. But it has been useless. Maybe, we'll see. And Nelly. Maybe they unnerf Nelly. Pirates costing 1 again. West Pirate Warrior coming back. No, surely not. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, Warrior is getting a bunch of lethality, bunch of disruption. Priest, looks like Priest, Undead Priest is going to get a bunch of buffs, some Undead buffs, some Unholy Death Knight buffs. But notably, no buffs to any one cost Undead. Nope. No. Nope. And no. And still no. So I was really hoping that they would give Undead. A 1-drop Undead. That's what I have been asking. That's the only thing I want to see. Is viable 1-drop Undead that you can actually play on turn 1 and be happy. And that is still not coming. So can you polish cards that are pretty much totally unplayable for a large part into something that is playable? Well, the Necromancer is playable already. But the Bone Guard, the Unholy Frenzy, Developer, Wither is playable, sort of. Except that Wither would really require you to have some good undead, and you still don't get any good undead. Wisdom, yeah. The Energy Shaper, Casino stuff, when is that even viable? Is Time Warden enough to make Dragon Paladin a thing? I think that's quite unlikely. Priest is getting so many buffs that maybe there's something to Undead Priest. Nightmare, Bonecaller, Basalev. There might be something to that. Warlock buffs are just strange because the archetype has been a total failure. But then there's all these warrior buffs. So, yeah. I'm a little concerned actually now that I took a look at all of the cards that maybe they're buffing too many bad cards. And then bad cards are still bad when they're buffed a little. But all the lethality that is going away from the absolute top tier decks right now, because all of them are losing that big boom damage turn, then we might have something going here. Will be interesting. Thursday, assuming patch is coming on Thursday, I guess it's time to play some Hearthstone. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.